Hello and welcome to another episode of our Speakeasy podcast. I'm John.
I'm Ken. What's up, guys?
We're running for president and vice president in 2024. Please vote for us.
Yes. And the one thing we definitely aren't doing is running in the Olympics.
No.
Which we'll get on in a little bit.
I ain't running anywhere.
But first, we're starting off with, I had this, I try to go through some bottles and stuff. And when I start to get close to kind of the end of a bottle, I start to say, did we have this on the podcast? Because I don't want to finish it before having it on the podcast. Right. As you can see, this one here in particular.
We've done a Nulu, but maybe not that one.
But not this one in particular. And this is up your alley.
Oh.
Why? Because it's double oaked.
Oh, yeah.
John loves his double oaked.
Yeah, I definitely never had that.
Okay, so that's cool. This is double oaked, and it's a 6-year-old. It actually says Distillery Collection, 6 years old. And it's coming in at 112.6 proof. Looks pretty cool. Nulu, I like Nulu. It's Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
It's good
Are they
stuff.
their own, or are they under somebody else's umbrella?
I think a lot of these, distilleries are kind of work with other, like even when it comes to bottling or things like that. Because like when I'm reading here, it actually says it's distilled by MGP of Indiana. MGP is like your, and then it's bottled in Louisville, Kentucky. So to me, I don't know. I kind of look at that and I'm like, well,
Is MGP like your Amazon of bourbon?
Yeah, they're big. I think it was like Seagram's facility or something like that, or whatever. I'm going to say a good percentage of what you're drinking is MGP.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you get these distilleries. I probably talked on it many times. You get these distilleries that want to basically, you're not going to have a distillery that just opened and say, oh, we're going to do a 6-year-old bourbon. Well, unless they had that 6-year-old bourbon made.
Just sitting there.
Yeah, just sitting there. So a lot of times, like, High West, I think, did it. Even like maybe Smoke Wagon. What they do is, and as you can see, Nulu, they'll just do MGP stuff, do their own blends, and even some as good as like Old Carter. And they do their own blends with these. They're like, all right, I want this percent of this percent of that, this percent of this. And they call it's their own because they're the ones creating that blend.
They're blending it, right?
Yes. So they'll do that sometimes for the first few years.
Until they can get their barrels up.
Yes,
and
going. Exactly. So
see what you learned here today on the Speakeasy podcast.
Yeah, it happens. You can learn. But,
You just learned me.
Yeah. But that's what they do sometimes, yeah.
Now, did that just ruin it for you?
What's that?
Reading that? Like, are you disappointed?
Oh, no. No, absolutely not. I love a lot of MGP stuff, man. Okay. I think we're going to finish this bottle, dude.
Oh, look at the way he's holding it.
No, I'm holding it like that because his microphone's in my way.
Okay.
And I'm kind of trying to... Is that about equal?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right, we got a kill shot. Right there.
Yes, sir.
Thank
you, sir.
All right.
I've never, I don't know if I've ever seen Nulu in the stores around, at least by me.
Yeah.
Do you see Nulu around here?
Yeah, certain stores.
Okay.
Liquor outlet in Boonton always has it. The guy in New York that I got my stuff, but he has it because of me, because I mentioned it. I'm like, oh, Nulu's pretty solid, it's good stuff, and he's like, he bought like the whole collection.
All right.
It's like, I didn't tell you to get all of them.
I've ever walked into like ShopRite Liquors where I live and see Nulu.
Yeah, you can see
same stuff all the time.
Yeah, but I think probably Liquor Outlet in Boonton's probably where I got most of it from. But yeah, you'll see it. But
smells good.
Yeah, it does smell good.
Double oaky.
Yeah, I'm getting hints of cocoa.
Yeah. I get a little vanilla.
Oh yeah, definitely some vanilla. Vanilla cream. Like a vanilla frosting kind of,
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one.
It's like a vanilla frosting on a chocolate cake.
Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe.
And you can smell the yolk. I love when you can smell the yolk.
The yolk.
The yolk.
Yeah. Let's crack this egg. Cheers.
He's not yoking. That's really good. That's really, really good.
Yeah. It's got a...
It ends nice.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of like a sweetened condensed milk kind of taste to it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely sweet. Like a tres leches cake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm digging this.
Yeah.
It burns a little bit on the backside, though.
Yeah, it's got heat on it.
It's
it's
good heat. No, I don't mean like in a bad way. Like it doesn't just go down and it's gone. It lingers for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I get more, when I have a little bit of water, I get more of that oak on it. I feel like. I'm actually going to add, I just cleaned this. John, full disclosure, it's clean. Sometimes I forget to do the water dropper, and I did 3 on this, and let me see.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I put a little water in my mouth and
Yeah.
a little swishing around. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's a damn good one.
Yeah.
Price-wise, affordable, not affordable, in the middle?
Nulu ranges, I would say, depends which bottle, you know, because they can range anywhere from 50 to 100, you know, so it really
That'll
depends.
probably, because it's a double oak, be a little bit more.
Probably. I bought this, as you can see. I don't drink this on a regular basis, so for it to be finished now, this was probably when I was more in my earlier bourbon game, you know, and if I'm finishing it now, yeah. It's I can't remember the price. Yeah. I don't remember what I paid for it, so yeah, I'm sorry. But
well, I mean, your wife will be happy. That's one less bottle around the house.
Well, yes, I'm happy too. More room from other bottles.
Yeah, I see more down there. More Nulus.
Yeah, that'll be another one we probably. I don't know if we've had on the show either. The single barrel, yeah, which is running low. So
there you go.
We'll do it soon. I don't know if we'll do it back to back because, well, I don't know. That's a lot of Nulu and.
So we were just talking, and I mentioned last week I went to go see the Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
Down in Camden.
Yeah.
What a good show. We've been to Camden, obviously.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's on the water.
Yeah.
You got the
Aquarium.
The aquarium's next door.
Yeah.
You got the USS New Jersey, I believe it is.
All right.
Next door, the big battleship.
Yeah.
Right across from Philly. It doesn't get like more American.
Did you go to Philly though?
No.
Oh.
No. You know where I did go? Oh, you're not a TikTok guy.
Nope.
So there's a dude on TikTok. He owns a pizzeria down in Hamilton, New Jersey. His name is Sally Slices.
All right.
If you he's a big, kind of goofy dude.
Yeah.
But he's like 9.5 feet tall, and his arms are like the size of his bar. He's just a weird looking dude, but he's taken off because they do this pizza in their shop. Their shop, I think, is Marcello's in Hamilton, and he calls it the Corleone.
All right.
And now he's sending them so they go out frozen. Like people are buying them like crazy, and he's become this big TikTok sensation because he just started doing crazy things on TikTok and promoting his pizza, and now everybody wants it, and everybody's like, so it's like one of those places where they have to go to get the pizza. You know what I mean? And
but it's good.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be anything special. You know, everything's always overhyped.
Yeah.
And me and my brother, we figured on the way to Camden, let's leave a little early, and I want to try this Corleone Sally Slices thing. And he had a whole bunch of different kinds there, but I got the regular with the pepperoni cups, and it was damn good, man.
Yeah.
It's a square slice.
All right.
And it's fluffy. It's weird. It's airy.
Yeah. That's why. So did you see that post recently about that place? I commented.
Upside down pie. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. The crust, Mama's in Roxbury or Ledgewood, whatever you want to call it, or Successuna. It's all like 8 million names over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have the upside down. I love it upside down. I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast or I said it to you off the air. That I was looking for an upside down pie near this area because I used to go to Bruno's all the time and Lynnhurst, which is my go-to upside down pie. So around here, it's not really a thing.
Yeah.
And so when I was able to try this, I was like, oh my God, and the crust and
good?
everything. Yeah, it was delicious. I love a good crust. Tell me more about this. So was the grease in
it
the
was-
pepperoni, like the little oil in the cups of the pepperoni?
It
or
was
no?
nice. They asked me if I wanted hot honey on it. I said no.
Yeah.
I was going to Camden, and I didn't want that hot honey to,
Yeah.
gurgle in the belly.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, the hot honey probably would have made it great. And then I'm eating it, and I look at my brother, and I go, it tastes like almost like a Stouffer's French bread pizza,
Yeah.
which I freaking love.
Yeah, but you don't want that when you're going.
No. But I think it was like the pepperoni and the sauce
Yeah.
taste. But I never felt something so light and airy in my whole life. It was odd. And he had he had a sausage and pepper. He had the pepperoni. He had the regular. He had one like an upside down with no cheese. And I was very impressed. I went in there with zero hope because this guy's kind of goofy promoting his stuff on TikTok.
He had to get to where he was somehow. So
Yeah. I mean, once you go viral on TikTok, you can sell fucking anything.
But he ships it to people too, though.
Now he makes it. They freeze it and they ship it to people. But it's like $70 or something for like 2 pies.
I've been intrigued by it, but I've never pulled the trigger because, not to make myself look bad, but I'm a fan of Chicago style pizza.
Yeah.
We're New York style, but
You ever want to try that Potbelly where they deliver it to you?
I think about it sometimes, man. I'm like,
I agree. And I was actually I would put it in my cart. I was going to do it with cheesesteaks or pit beef from Chicago. But with those, they send you everything separate, and you got to kind of make the sandwich yourself. I think with the pizza, that's just frozen and then you just bake it in the oven. But I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure that if the directions are good enough, then
Can't be the same though.
yeah.
You know.
You know what I just ordered recently? Speaking of crust and stuff like that, I ordered a French sourdough starter.
What's that mean?
Starter is like the yeast strain that or whatever.
okay.
It's like they
To make your own.
Yeah. I wanna dive into sourdough bread. I've baked bread before.
Sure.
During the whole craziness of the pandemic, I was able to. We weren't even going to the supermarket. I was baking bread.
Yeah.
Like caveman shit here,
You were
man.
that scared.
we were just wanted to figure. I mean, it was obviously a new thing.
Yeah.
We didn't know what it was, and we didn't know how. I mean, all we knew is people were dying. So, better to be safe in the beginning and just kind
those
of
days.
learn about it. I was a pure alcoholic. We're gonna keg every month. But yeah, that it's something that I've been wanting to do for some time. I'm trying to cut out a lot of bread from my life because it's a lot of it's not good for you. But sourdough is kind of the exception. It's actually a bread that's a little bit better in terms of health.
Lighter with the gluten and all that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's just and the way it reacts with the strain and whatever. But even with if you're doing certain diets or whatever, a lot of times sourdough is actually the only one you can have.
Okay.
So, and I like the French sourdough above like San Francisco. I think this French is supposed to be a little bit less sour, more like regular. I'm not into super sour, so. But we'll see how it comes out.
Yeah.
Should be coming.
That's
this week.
because the French suck. And being of the French sucking.
No, well, actually, yes. The French one's supposed to be the good one, for me at least. But yes, to others might say San Francisco's better. But yeah, speaking of the French.
The French sucking. The Olympics started last week.
Yeah.
And they are in Paris, France.
Yes.
And it's been, the opening ceremony is a little controversial. And yeah, I think that puts my thoughts over the top. I always said the French sucked, and now it's even worse.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was very weird.
It was. I think people push a little too much sometimes, and I think people, like the shock factor and things too much.
It's a little overboard.
It was
why not just have the country like a normal opening ceremony?
Here's the thing. Yes, exactly, John. Here's in when you think the Olympics, growing up as a kid, and you watch the opening ceremony, and you see Muhammad Ali coming out with the torch.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against Snoop Dogg, but, but, I mean, you got Snoop Dogg with the torch, right?
Yeah.
He's not even an athlete. So, like, you're getting a rapper who smokes pot,
Yeah.
that is the last person you'd see who can probably compete in anything.
Yeah.
You know, bringing out the torch. You've got
Yeah.
drag queens or whatever it was
Drag queens, yeah.
doing the Last Supper thing or whatever.
That was weird. It was just freaking weird.
It is weird.
Because Paris and France, it's just a weird country. Like that's their culture now. It's
Yeah.
anything goes. But why like the Last Supper? Why focus just on like Christianity right there? What about imagine if we did that with like Islam or something crazy like that.
I know.
Oh my, we'd be like bombed in the next
know.
day. We'd be the terrorists of the world.
Yeah.
What makes that right?
Yeah. It doesn't.
And I'm not a religious person, but what makes that right?
There's companies that were sponsoring that backed
that
out.
are gone, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, no.
I am so surprised the Olympics let that happen.
Why,
I really am.
Why would they do that? Why would they?
Don't know. What are they trying to open the door for other people to watch or come? I mean,
Well,
it's the Olympics.
It's mocking people who have a faith. First and foremost, I'm not Mr. Knowledgeable about all this stuff, but I do know that when it comes to Christianity and things of that sort, being homosexual in general is something that is not necessarily, a good thing. And now you're taking homosexuals and whatever, drag queens or whatever, I don't know if they're all homosexual or not, but who knows?
I don't know. Are you a homosexual if you're a drag queen?
Got me, but it's still, and you're dressing them up, and you have some chubby woman that's portraying Jesus, and you got they're mocking the religion. They're mocking anyone who believes in it. Anyone that, and trust me, there's plenty of Christians that want to watch the Olympics, and they're taking something. Why even bring religion into it?
Yeah, I don't understand.
What was the point of that?
I feel like that was a dig at something or somebody, whether it be the U.S. or whether it be just Christians in general around the world.
Yeah.
Somebody had an agenda to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Like I said, I'm just shocked that the Olympics, whatever, I guess they're like a FIFA, the Olympic committee let that happen. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Yes.
You don't think that's an outrage that people are gonna like flip out?
I mean,
Or
especially
you think you're trying to promote peace and put everybody together by putting drag queens at the last? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I haven't caught much of it, and not necessarily because of that.
The Olympics or the
Olympics?
Yeah, okay.
And not necessarily because of that, but that's not helping.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm like, oh, let me put on the Olympics. And I'm like, I have a little bitterness, I'll have to say, as a Christian, and as someone that...
I'm never eating French toast again. I think you should take that French yeast strain and flush it down
We
the
always have
toilet.
problems with those French. Remember the Freedom Fries?
Freedom fries. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but they do make good snails.
Escargot.
And venison. They do prepare it pretty damn good.
I don't know. I think it was ridiculous. I think if it was any other religion, I think if that happened in this country, say New York hosted the Olympics and we did something like that,
Yeah.
which honestly now thinking about it probably wouldn't be too far-fetched in New York.
Yeah.
I really do think it would have been made a bigger deal than it has been.
Yeah.
Because it's coming from the United States.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Anything. It's always tenfold if it's from the U.S. France are like, oh, that's normal. I was listening to...
normal, exactly.
I was listening to... you get hooked on these YouTube videos sometimes. I'll start watching something political and something whatever. I'm not going to talk necessarily on what it was politically wise that I was watching. But the guy was talking to I think she was a woman from Finland or something like that. And he goes, "We got interesting, America's better." He said, like, America's better, but they're interesting with some of the things. He's like, I knew a Finnish guy one time, and he said he would talk to his mom while she was in the bathtub, like the door open and everything.
There's some weird shit.
Yeah. And the woman that he was talking to, she's like, "Yes, that's normal. Yes, He's like, that's why we, we don't like the Finnish.
That's why you're weird.
Yeah, that's why. Exactly. I don't trust the Finnish or whatever. That you could you're sitting in and like this guy and his mommy's titties popping out or something, or whatever. It's just
you used to drink from these. What's the sense if you say it now?
And she's like, "Oh yeah, we're proud of our naked bodies or whatever." And this, but yeah, the guy's like, "I understand, but your mom,
Yeah.
it's a little weird, man. It's a little weird. Europeans, man, and not
maybe we're weird. Maybe we're weird.
But that's all, and I think it depends in Europe because I'm going to say like someone from like Scotland or England or something are not the same as someone from like
somebody from
France
Ireland's not walking in their mother in the bathtub. Mama, I'm about to go get some Guinness. Cover up, goddammit.
Unless you're Robbie Coltrane and you're at a hostel and you're walking into Clark's wife Ellen in the bathtub. Then
Why don't you
maybe
just jump in here with me.
That's European vacation. Yeah, that's a classic.
That's great.
Yeah, unless you're there, that's the only time that'll happen. Maybe in England, but that's still not your mom's. It's someone else's mom. But yeah, but yeah, back to what we were saying. Yeah, I think it's a mockery. I think they're mocking the Christian faith. They're mocking the Christian religion. They're doing it in a way that it's almost like F you, the way they're doing it and how they're doing it.
I really do think it put a bad look on the on the Olympics itself. And
Yeah.
I hope I'm one who enjoys the Olympics.
Yeah.
I like to watch.
Yeah.
I have certain events that I like to watch, certain events I don't like to watch, but
Yeah.
I prefer the summer over the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
And this does it puts a bad taste in your mouth. And like I said, if we were to ever host the Olympics and we did something like that, I feel like this would be talked about a lot more.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And another thing with the opening Olympics, on the American side, all the Olympians we had, who walked in with the flag? Was it LeBron James?
He was on the ship or something with his flag. Yeah.
All right, maybe he's the biggest star in the Olympics name wise,
Yeah.
but this is not your thing. You're a basketball player.
Yeah.
There's people where the Olympics. This is what they train for years and years and years. Let somebody else have the glory. You don't need that glory.
It's like the way you're pointing it out, John, is it's like for him, it's like almost like being selected for the All-Star team.
Yeah.
And you got this honor because you're good at the sport you play on a regular basis, but then you have people who are trained Olympians.
For this. Yeah.
Like
you train to play basketball in the NBA. You don't train. You just so happen
to be Olympic worthy status.
Yeah, to be picked on the Olympic because they need a good team.
Yeah. Which how are they doing, by the way? Do you know or no? I haven't followed. Have they played yet? I don't even know. I haven't followed.
I don't. I think they played one game. I think they did win. They beat.
So like.
I don't remember.
Some like.
Yeah.
Malta.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, who are they? Some no name or something, and.
But yeah, I don't think that was necessary.
Yeah.
Give it to a youngster who, like I said, this is their dream of doing this.
Yeah. So basically, what we're saying is it was a flop. This whole opening ceremony was a huge flop. When you saw, like I said, when I brought up Muhammad Ali, when he was, he had the torch. He obviously
was that '96 in Atlanta. No, was he? Yeah, he wasn't.
I'm not sure, but he, he had the, Parkinson's, and he was already showing signs of it and everything, and he was, you have someone that was just like you see that and representing our country, and you're like, hell yeah, that's pretty cool to see him doing that,
But speaking of drag queens, let's give this a try. Let's go and talk about this here real quick. So this is something given to us by a mutual friend.
This episode was sponsored by Suburban.
Life Suburban. All right.
That's how I feel right now.
I know. We are not paid to do this or not anything. We're doing this.
Well, we got free cans.
We
so
got some
cool.
free cans, and we figured let's do it on the show.
I always like free cans.
Our friend Sean and Lynn, who actually have brought us some beers for this show in the past.
Yeah.
Their friend started making their own bourbon canned cocktail.
Okay.
I guess almost like a White Claw. You know what I mean? A canned cocktail.
Yes.
Using bourbon.
Yeah.
So it is pink lemonade, mint, and bourbon whiskey. I don't know which kind of bourbon they use.
All right.
She's supposed to find out for me. I do know she said that the friend who created this actually did go to Kentucky to sample different types of bourbons.
So it may actually be, for all we know, an MGP situation where it's just a sourced bourbon with not necessarily a name.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's not like, sometimes you get something, this is sourced from Buffalo Trace Distillery and whatever.
I don't know. It doesn't say. It says that the party has not yet started, but everyone is already in the backyard. The music is soft and the grill is low. The crack of a can lets you know that the Suburbans are being poured, and this is not just a drink. It's like the friend who shows up and suddenly everyone's having a good time. Pour a little Suburban and let the good times flow. It's made with a 6-year barrel-aged bourbon.
Oh, well, 6 year? All right. Looks cool.
Where do we want to go?
So here, what do you get from this stuff from a marketing perspective? Do you feel like it's with the color of the can and everything like that?
I think it definitely. If you see this in the fridge in a liquor store, this is going to stand out. I think a lot.
But
especially on the female side.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I think it is definitely I think it's probably geared more towards the female.
Women. Yeah, absolutely.
Not to say men can't like pink or whatever.
No,
My son's a huge Kirby fanatic, which is pink, 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 and I'm not going to say you shouldn't like pink, but I'm just saying it's
But when you're going down the aisle of White Claws or High Noons or that type of stuff, and they're all almost the same, and then you see this pink can sitting there, and you're like, Suburban. Some people might say, well, bourbon? I don't like bourbon. My wife, I don't like bourbon.
Yeah. Yes, we're drinking out of the bourbon glasses, but
it's bourbon.
It's what I have in front of me right now. Sorry, but
I smell the mint though right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm getting that mint. I'm getting the bourbon,
and it's only 5%, so it is up there with the High Noons and all that.
It's a cocktail.
It's a cocktail, and
wait. I was going to start drinking.
Let's see. Let's try this.
Cheers. Thanks for sharing this with us, guys. Getting that citrus.
I'm getting that mint.
Yeah, citrus mint. Is that what it
was? I just brushed my teeth.
Subtly nosed, gluten-free. Touch of mint. Yeah, definitely get that touch of mint. And that lemonade. That's what I meant.
It's not bad. It really isn't bad. The alcohol is well hidden amongst the other flavors in there.
Yeah.
So this could be one of those drinks that's going to sneak up on you if you keep drinking them,
Oh, sneaky, sneaky.
Very sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Seems interesting. For what it is, we're normally drink it neat kind of bourbon drinkers, but
and I'm not a cocktail guy. I do like a White Claw.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, but I don't do the vodka lemonade. Like I don't do the High Noons and Surfsides.
Nah, I don't do this either. Yeah.
But I'm when I drink at home, I don't drink soda. I'm a flavored seltzer guy. So White Claw just resonates with me.
Yeah. If it's bourbon, we'll give it a shot. We'll try it out.
Being that there's bourbon in there, figure we'd try it. I don't taste it too much, and that might be a good thing.
Mm-hmm. I've been doing a lot of gin lately, man.
I don't do gin.
Yeah.
No. I
do it like for a refreshing cocktail. Like when it's really hot, I want something refreshing. Sometimes old fashions, I can get bored of them.
They're sweet. I can't do too many old fashions.
Yeah, exactly.
But the last time I had gin was when we went to the Catskill Distilling Company and we did that tasting. That was the last thing I had.
That's the gin I've been using. Actually,
I had to get up and leave because I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, we so I do this. It's like a grapefruit gin. So I went to a restaurant and I liked this cocktail they made, and it was like a gin fizz, I think it was something, or I forget what it was called. I don't know. Grapefruit gin fizz, and I'm like, oh, this is so freaking good. I took a picture of the ingredients they use. I'm like, I can make it at home. So it was like elderflower liqueur. So it's like a little sweet, you just do a little bit of that. You do, I do about 2 ounces of gin, and then I add a couple ounces of grapefruit juice, and then I shake it up with the ice, and then I pour my seltzer on top and just give it a little of that fizz, Yeah. Freaking fantastic summer drink.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
good. It's good.
But this isn't bad. I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Came prepared, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't think I was even told. But I am going to. I'll share this on Instagram.
Yeah.
And
It's
attach.
kudos, man.
Hey.
Awesome stuff. I mean, it's a tough territory to get into.
Very tough.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I'm sitting at home and I'm having my bourbon, and my wife wants to open up a can of this, and she feels like she's having bourbon with me, God bless. I think this is for sale over at Gary's Marketplace, and some others. They're slowly being distributed into the stores. So if you see Life Suburban, go out and pick it up.
And I like the name
comes in
too. I like the
4-pack.
play on words there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. Good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You know what? I was at my buddy Chris. We've had him on the show
Yeah.
at his house a couple weeks ago for a barbecue, and he brought out a Jack Daniel Double Oak, and he mixed it. He sliced up some peaches,
Yeah.
poured it in with the peaches,
All right.
and then he put in some low sugar or no sugar peach Snapple, and it was fantastic.
I don't know. You had me at the no sugar. Is it low sugar or whatever?
It might be no sugar. I don't know. Is
I-
it zero
as
sugar? Is
long
that
as-
diet Snapple?
If it's diet, I can't have it. That's what I'm saying.
I'm the same, but it worked.
Because the dirty sugar, man, the whatever that stuff is.
Yeah,
or
I agree.
stevia
I don't
they
drink
use,
that
I don't drink
diet
it.
crap.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it worked.
Yeah. It might not have been. Might have been.
Maybe it was
something-
regular. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever it was peach Snapple, sliced peaches, and a Jack Daniel's Double Oak bourbon, and it was really good for. We were outside. It was hot
Yeah.
for like a cocktail instead of drinking this and burning your. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was
Yeah.
good. It was good. Trying to think of other things to do with your bourbon. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, when I first started, when it got into whiskey, I did a lot of. I mean, it's not bourbon, but Jameson and gingers. You know.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of that, and
Yeah, I did. I was a big Jack and Ginger.
Jack and ginger,
Jack
Jack
and
and
ginger.
Coke. Yeah, but that's a little sweet. Ginger ale is a little better than.
I always do ginger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I mix my alcohol, it's ginger ale.
Yeah. So I would do that here and there, or what are we gonna do at Mike's wedding, bro? We're gonna have I wonder if they gonna be drinking bourbon neat the whole time.
I'm not driving, so I'm gonna drink whatever they got. A little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. All right, so let's go into our beer now that we
Yeah,
did this, and
yeah.
then we'll finish up talking about our Olympics.
Yeah.
So this is Hill Farmstead Brewery
I
up
forgot
in
my glass.
Vermont. Go ahead, I'll talk about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is called Of First and Last Things. It is an IPA brewed with Mutueka, Nelson Sauvin, and Simcoe. Sauvin? Did I say that right? Sauvin?
I don't know. I always butchered them.
Yeah. This is coming in at, I believe it's 8%. I forgot. They don't ever tell you on these cans. But the thing about this is I noticed in December of 2016, 16 or 17, I think it was 16, a young new beer drinking guy named Ken, December 8th, 2016 to be exact,
Oh wow.
at the Ambulance Brew House,
Yeah.
along with our friend Jason. You checked into this beer. It was the only check-in you ever had, and it was a 4.75. You
Yeah.
gave it. And to me, you giving something a 4.75, it's got to be good.
Yeah.
But was that a new beer, Ken? Back then, I know you weren't a new beer, Ken, but
Yeah.
was your ratings?
Did
different?
I have that many good craft beers at that point where I
Yes.
may have rated this one a little too high?
Exactly.
And I told John maybe a little bit of both. You know.
But Hill Farmstead is always delicious.
Yeah, they're always
good. Always a high rating with that, and I appreciate that.
Well, cheers.
I could see why you rated it so high.
Yeah, it's good. But I wouldn't give it a 4.75 now.
No.
I would give
I'd
it.
go 4.25 on this.
Yeah, I would agree.
If I could make my own score, I might do like a 4.30.
Yeah, but keep this in mind too, as well. I had this out of draft, which is a little bit different
It
sometimes.
always changes the factor.
Yeah,
You know what this is? It's the flavor's there.
yeah,
It's light.
yeah,
You know what I mean? There's no heavy body to it.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing because you don't want to be bloated and feel nasty.
Yeah.
But it is very watery, light. Do you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't use watery
Not
necessarily.
not watery. I guess light. Like
Yeah.
the body's not full,
Yeah.
which, like I said, not a bad thing. But I love Hill Farmstead.
I mean, in
I've
terms
never had
of
anything
what
bad.
John's saying, maybe a little more crushable,
Crushable, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, thanks, Hill Farmstead. Thanks,
Yeah.
Chris, for
Yeah, thanks,
grabbing
Chris.
that.
Yeah,
He's got
absolutely.
family up there, and they always bring him some down when they.
Yeah.
He always
Good,
says when he
that's
can.
Good family. Yeah. But yeah, back to the Olympics.
Back to the
now.
Olympics.
What,
So, go ahead.
what do you watch?
Yeah, the same thing,
What
right?
do you watch? What do you watch?
So
What do
it's
you-
funny because I'm gonna, and my wife actually called me out on it the other day. She's like, "Why, when you're watching all these things, it's always the women?" And I don't know.
It's not live, so you're not going to catch like a nip slip or
right?
something.
No, and that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But even with sports like tennis, golf, I do always, and even I watch basketball. I find myself watching a lot of the women because I feel like the women are more pure, whereas the men are just. Man, that didn't sound right. Men are more stronger, dominant. I don't know. All right. I do.
Mel, I have no idea.
I don't even know what I'm talking
I don't know
about.
what he's talking about.
Me neither. So I was watching women's polo, water polo,
Yeah.
and that's awesome, dude, because they're like physical. They're like pushing each other under the water and holding each other down, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
I was watching mountain biking before.
See, that's one thing I can't watch.
Yeah.
I turned it on, and it was like raining, and I was like,
But
I'm not
it's pretty
watching this.
crazy. Some parts are like going down these big rocks and stuff,
Yeah.
making these jumps and whatever. If it's on, I'll watch some of it. Last night I watched did watch some of the men's Olympics. It was on.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, some guy had a pretty bad fall or something, or he missed a bar. He was doing the bars.
Oh
and he
yeah. I don't
slipped.
think he was an American though.
Oh, okay.
I think that was another country.
All right.
I watched the men win the gold on the 400 meter freestyle swimming. That was cool.
I watched a Ledecky woman swim.
She came in third.
Yeah.
She won the silver.
Yeah.
No, the bronze.
Bronze.
The bronze.
Yeah.
So I'm into the swimming. I'm into the water polo. I watched field hockey. There are so many There's so many sports.
There is.
Like you can't even keep up with it.
There is. I know. I feel like they just make stuff up sometimes.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
You have Olympic beer pong.
I was just gonna say that.
Hey, you never know.
Ping pong. I mean, they have ping pong.
Well,
Those people are nuts.
Ping pong, I can watch.
Bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam, bam. It was crazy.
Volleyball is always fun too.
I watched. So I watched women's beach volleyball.
Yeah, well, that I can see.
But no, it's cold in France, and it's a made up. Did you watch it? It's a made up beach volleyball court, like right underneath the Eiffel Tower.
Oh.
And it's cold. It's cool there, so they're wearing pants. It's really not the same as
Oh, what was I watching?
As
Something
if
was
they
on
were
the
in
other day, and I saw.
Brazil.
Maybe it wasn't the Olympics. I stopped for lunch somewhere, and all I saw was women playing volleyball.
Yeah.
But they were in bathing suits, and I
Yeah.
was like,
No.
I guess maybe I'm confusing it. Maybe I thought it was Olympics.
But I love watching volleyball, men and women. I love watching volleyball. I'm not big into. I can watch the gymnastics. That's very intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm not into the cycling. I tried watching fencing. I couldn't get into the fencing. Boxing I watched. Field hockey I watched. I'm not really watching the soccer and the basketball too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Are you like what's your favorite? Let's start from there. Like what is your absolute favorite though?
My absolute favorite to watch, I think it's the water polo.
Water polo,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's really cool.
I think for me, I think I would join. I haven't caught too much of it. I would say maybe you mentioned ping pong, and I thought ping pong is always fun to watch. For
pong's
me,
cool.
I enjoy
It's
one
very fast paced.
because it's. I think there's crazier saves and things like that, where someone's diving and hitting it, and it just somehow it's falling on the other side of the table, and it's just they're pretty crazy with that. Yeah, I think I enjoy that a lot. But
Do you like the gymnastics part? 'Cause I know some people could be critical of the gymnastics part.
I do. I don't.
Especially
Yeah,
as a man,
I
like,
think
you
that's
watch
on the most.
gymnastics.
I think that's the most. Every time I turn it on, a lot of times gymnastics. I do
I feel like
enjoy
that
it.
in swimming
Yeah.
because there's so many different versions of it.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I enjoy watching the gymnastics. I think that's just some kind of like crazy special skill that people just
I remember watching it 4 years ago. I haven't caught it yet. I don't know if they have it. It was like sailboating or something.
Yeah.
Or fast sail. Or it was just like one person in a boat with a sail, and they like had to go down and make this big. There's some crazy stuff.
Sounds interesting.
Skateboarding was on the other day.
Oh, skateboarding. Yeah, I think I enjoy that too. But I would say back in the day, my favorite would have been basketball.
Yeah.
But that's because the U.S. just
Dream
dominated. Yeah. So the original Dream Team.
The original, yes.
And that was the Dream Team, with the exception of Christian Leitner. That was the best, like,
He was a
collaboration.
college player at that time.
That's
right?
He
That
was
college
coming from
guy.
Duke, yeah. And that was like the OG right there. But then Dream Team 2 was still pretty good too, I think. You know, now I don't know. It's not the same for me anymore. You know, these. I mean, that's what you had. Players like Michael Jordan. You had players like Barkley, Ewing, right?
David Robinson.
Isaiah Thomas, was he on it? John Stockton, Chris Mullin.
Chris Mullins, yep.
The mailman.
Your mailman was on the team? Karl Malone?
Karl Malone. And yeah, that was some team right there, man. That was some team.
So this is the this is the list of Olympic sports for 2024.
All right.
You have aquatics. So aquatics is swimming, diving, water polo.
All right. Diving's cool too.
Diving's all right.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how they get scored because sometimes they look the same and they're like, oh, and the other guy's like, yeah. But
Yeah.
archery.
All right.
One just says athletics. I don't know what that means. Badminton, 3-on-3 basketball and team basketball. Boxing. New this year is breakdancing.
I saw something about that. Yeah.
Canoeing. Cycling.
What do you do? I'm an Olympic breakdancer.
Yeah. Turbo and ozone.
Yeah.
BMX freestyle, BMX racing, road cycling, equestrian, fencing, football, golf, gymnastics, which has so many different things.
Yeah.
Handball.
I remember playing that in like school. when I
Hand
was in
jobs,
elementary
hockey, judo,
school.
modern pentathlon. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Rowing, rugby, sailing, shooting, skateboarding, sports climbing, surfing, table tennis or ping pong, taekwondo, tennis, triathlon, volleyball, beach and team, weightlifting, and wrestling. That's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Shooting. What is it like? Get these guys from like Compton to come in.
No,
represent
no.
USA? Sup, bro? Boom!
I think it's more like the clay shooting and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah. Game strap, yo.
Yo, I shut that school up quick.
Do you like the summer or winter better? What do you like as
I'm
far
more
as
of a
Olympics
summer.
go?
I'm more
Yeah.
of a summer guy.
I kind of like winter for like the skiing's fun to watch.
You look like you'd be a winter guy.
I like the snowboarding because I used to snowboard, you know. And I mean, granted, I've done things, you know, played sports too, like soccer and things like that, you know. But yeah, I kind of liked that. I like the snowboarding half pipe and fun. You know, that's always fun to watch. I don't know. I don't know, John. I may still lean towards the summer more slightly, but I do like the winter stuff.
I like people in bathing suits. I mean, so.
I agree. Well,
And you know who our big competition, especially in like the swimming area this year, has been the Aussies. I never realized that we had such a big rivalry with Australia when
Yeah.
it comes to that.
yeah. And then who was saying something about recent? Like it was such a mockery with this Olympics. Did the Koreans have the wrong? When they for the opening ceremony or something along those lines, they for Korea they put
They put something else.
they put North Korea.
Another North Korea.
Yeah, something
No,
like
no, no, no.
Oh my
That's
god!
great.
Yeah, something along those
I
lines.
didn't see that.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I like track
they
and
botched
field.
it.
I
They
like track
botched
and
it.
field.
Track and field's cool.
I
Yeah.
like watching people run.
Like the long jump and
Yeah.
the discus, whatever.
Yeah.
Or the
big
shot put.
discus. Yeah, shot put. Catapult. Shot
Catapult. Shot put. Catapulted. Catapulted.
I
Shot
like when the men are running and
put. Like Bolt. He's got to tie that thing to his leg.
Hurdles. That stuff's cool, man.
Yeah.
Being an Olympic athlete's pretty damn cool. I heard it's like a big orgy though.
Yeah.
If you read up on it, I mean, you got all like the best athletes from your country, and they're all like good looking people. And once you put them under like one roof, it gets like crazy.
Yeah.
Over there.
It's like
It's like the STD capital of the world.
It's like Zoolander or whatever when they all the models get to. It's something like they have like there's like a
Big
monkey
orgy.
involved. And,
You know,
but I mean, think about the history of the Olympics. So I've actually been there where they held the original Olympic, whatever, Greece and all that stuff. You know, like that.
Oh, yeah?
the marathon or whatever. You know, I think that's
sure.
Unless I'm mixing things up here, but
Marathons like when people run.
yeah, I know. But no, I think they had the original Olympics out there. But I could.
Yeah, in Greece.
Yeah.
Greece or Rome? Yeah, no, I think you're right. It was
yeah,
Greece.
I think it was
Yeah,
Greece.
yeah, yeah.
So back in the day, it used to be only men can compete,
Well, yeah, only men could do anything. Yeah.
and it was you know how John mentioned about good-looking people, whatever. Well, apparently the men used to.
Ooh, yeah.
That's why the Greeks have a bad reputation with that stuff about when they say, "Oh, well, he's Greek."
Yeah.
You know.
I just put two and two together. With that.
Yeah, because back in those times,
That's why they all wore togas, because it was just easy.
Yeah,
Nothing underneath.
it was like a status thing. Like, I am the biggest man. Yes, you are.
Yes, you will take me inside of you.
Yes, feel my wrath.
Oof.
Oh God. On that note,
no wonder why there's drag queens at the Olympics.
yeah, maybe they were.
They were just celebrating their history.
Yeah.
Shout out today. We finished the bottle.
Yeah, Nulu. Good stuff. Yeah,
Good stuff.
Nice bottle kill.
Love it. Life Suburban.
Like Suburban.
Good luck. Brand new
Nice.
cocktail.
Yeah.
Look for it in your stores, in your section where your canned cocktails are at.
Yes. Or at the Last Supper of the Olympics.
Yeah. Hill Farmstead. Always good. Appreciate them.
Yeah.
Always good stuff.
Good stuff.
And,
Yeah.
Cheers to the Olympics. Good luck, USA. USA. USA.
USA. Okay. Cheers, John.
Cheers, Ken.
Cheers to you.